I still remember that Thursday morning. It was supposed to be ordinary, routine, predictable, the kind of day you don't expect to remember. Riverside Market was humming softly. Grocery store ki wo familiar khushbu, fresh bread, cut fruit, and that quiet background chatter of a small town that knows itself. My grandfather, Mr. Stanley Brennan, was in the produce section. Same time, same aisle, same gentle routine, Jaisa har Thursday ko hoda the. He held a cantaloupe in both hands. Jay's koi artist apni favorite sculpture ko inspect kartaho. He didn't rush. He never rushed. Some people buy fruit. He chooses it. There's a difference. His fingers would press lightly on the rind. His ear close as he tapped the surface, listening for the right sound, like listening for a heartbeat. To anyone else, this might look slow. To me, it looked like love. A love for small things. The kind of love the world has forgotten. And then, that sound. That sharp, victorious shriek. The kind of scream someone makes when they think they've caught someone. It sliced through the store. Everyone looked up, including me. And there she was. Patricia Holloway, HOA President, neighborhood tyrant, self-appointed guardian of community standards, and the undisputed queen of making everyone else miserable. She walked like every floor tile belonged to her, clipboard in hand, pen poised like a weapon, badge swinging like a cop in a movie, except worse because her authority was imaginary. "Mr. Brennan," she barked. Grandpa looked up slowly, still holding the cantaloupe carefully, as if noise did not deserve to interrupt gentleness. "Yes," he said softly, "you are hereby banned from this establishment. Effective immediately." And silence fell. Not the normal kind. Not peaceful. The kind where everyone is waiting to see if the world just changed. My grandfather blinked. It wasn't anger. It wasn't fear. It was confusion. "Banned?" he repeated. "From the market?" His voice cracked, just slightly, just enough for my chest to tighten. "Yes," Patricia replied, "due to repeated violations of shopping efficiency standards." She lifted her clipboard, like a judge announcing a sentence. People stared, some uncomfortable, some shocked, some pretending not to watch, but very much watching. My grandfather nodded slowly, the way someone nods when they don't fully understand but don't want to make a scene. He set the cantaloupe down, and he turned toward the exit. And that tiny moment, is what broke me. He didn't fight. He didn't argue. He didn't want trouble. He just felt small. And I will never forgive anyone who tries to make him feel small. I stepped away from the yogurt fridge. "Patricia." My voice was calm, cool, controlled. She turned. She recognized me. And for the first time, there was fear in her eyes. "Nathan, I didn't realize you were here today. You just banned the owner's grandfather," I said. "From his own store." Her mouth opened, closed, opened again, like a fish gasping for an argument. "I was only enforcing community standards." "No," I said. "You were harassing an elderly man. And the store, the customers, the employees, they knew I was right. Because every person in that building had a story about my grandfather. Not one story about Patricia had ever been a good one. This didn't happen overnight. Patricia's war against my grandfather began quietly, the way most cruelty begins. She didn't like how he shopped. Not what he bought. Not who he talked to. Just how slowly he moved. She called it inefficient traffic flow. She took notes. I mean literal notes. She followed him aisle to aisle. Not speaking. Just watching. Judging. Clicking her pen in that sharp, irritated rhythm. Click, tap, click, tap. Like she was measuring him against some invisible timer. She told employees he was holding up progress. She told customers they should complain. She even filed written reports with timestamps. One complaint read, "Subject inspected 7 avocados before selecting one. Contamination risk." Another, "Subject maintains small conversation with cashier for 4 minutes. Unacceptable weight creation." And my personal favorite, "Subject lingers unnecessarily. Creates atmosphere of inefficiency." An atmosphere of inefficiency. Imagine writing that about an old man quietly enjoying his Thursday morning. That's when I realized something important. Patricia didn't hate inefficiency. She hated kindness, because kindness is slow, gentle, unproductive, and impossible to control. Rachel arrived fast, faster than I expected. And Rachel is not like me. Where I try to negotiate, Rachel ends wars. She stepped between Patricia and Grandpa like a wall. "You've been stalking him," she said, "documenting his shopping habits. And now you tried to ban him." "I was maintaining order." "No, you were humiliating him." Patricia tried to stand tall. But you can't stand tall when the truth is sitting on your chest. People gathered. Employees stopped working. Not out of laziness, but loyalty. Customers formed a circle. Silent, tight, unbroken. Community. The thing Patricia claimed to protect, but didn't understand at all. "This ends now," I said. "No more following him. No more notes. No more harassment. And if you come into this store again, clipboard or otherwise, we will trespass you." "You can't do that," Patricia snapped. "I am the president of the HOA. "Exactly," Rachel said. "You're not the president of reality." The deli manager stepped forward. "So what now?" Patricia demanded. Now the community speaks." The emergency HOA meeting wasn't a debate. It was an intervention. Patricia walked in with 20 slides of Grandpa committing violations. The board barely looked. They didn't need evidence. They had memories of him carrying groceries for widows, fixing broken carts, buying Christmas hams for families who couldn't afford them, showing up at funerals, showing up at graduations, showing up when no one else did. And suddenly the room understood. Patricia enforced rules. Grandpa nurtured people. Rules don't build community. People do. The vote was quick, decisive, unanimous except for Patricia and her two silent followers. She was removed, then suspended from her job, then avoided socially, then finally forced to sell her house. Not because people were cruel, but because people were done. Done being controlled. Done being intimidated. Done being made to feel small. "And if you come into this store again, clipboard or otherwise, we will trespass you." "You can't do that," Patricia snapped. "I am the president of the HOA. "Exactly," Rachel said. "You're not the president of reality." The deli manager stepped forward. "So what now?" Patricia demanded. Now the community speaks." At closing, when Patricia signed the papers to leave town, the attorney relayed a message. "From my grandfather. Tell her I said." "No hard feelings." Patricia broke. Because how do you fight a man who refuses to hate you? How do you defeat someone who has no desire to win? How do you destroy someone who measures life in kindness, not victories? You can't. That's the point. Every Thursday I still watch him shop. Slow, gentle, peaceful. He taps each cantaloupe softly with his knuckle. Listens, smiles, places the best one carefully into the cart. And every time, someone stops to talk to him. A hug, a handshake, a memory shared. Because in our town, people remember who cared, and who only pretended to. Cruelty is loud, but kindness is unforgettable. And in the end, kindness always wins slower, but it wins forever.